strong fourth quarter tonight for your hometown team as the Rockets win it 119 to 113. A game that stayed close throughout tonight. Rockets come out on top, snap that three-game losing streak. Alongside the Hall of Famer Calvin Murphy, I'm Kevin Eschenfelder. We talked about it was disappointing how they lost a couple of games on the road. Tonight, this was impressive the way they won this game because Chicago is a very solid team.
You know, yeah, first of all, they beat a great team tonight. And I said a great team because that's a team that's just being put together. And the Rockets maintained their composure when they got behind and were able to make some big plays going down the stretch. The thing that was very, very impressive was the fact that Jabari came to the party. And he came to the party because his teammates believed in him and they kept moving that ball and kept him involved.
Yep. All right. Fun Can't Lose, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Rockets had their struggles last couple games in the fourth quarter. Tonight, no struggles whatsoever, especially for Jabari Smith Jr. 10 of his 18 points coming in the fourth quarter, and he knocked down 2 of the 3 three-point attempts that he had in that final quarter. They really came not just as far as quantity, but also when they came, so quality as well.
Absolutely. The thing that was impressive, that was great for the Rockets is the fact that I don't think Chicago knew that Jabari was struggling, and they didn't stay up close to him when the ball was moving. Jabari got a couple of big threes with nobody on him. They rotated away from him, and the Rockets still brought the ball to him. His confidence was there. He was able to knock them both down.
Yeah, Rockets were down at halftime. They outscored the Bulls by 9 in the second half, and Craig talked about it. 35 lead changes in this game tonight. It was close throughout. The Rockets come out on top in a great way to start this 5-game homestand. Let's hear from head coach Ime Udoka.
Coach, this is a tight game tonight, 35 lead changes. How important was the composure down the stretch in the fourth quarter to see this one out?
Yeah, that's what pulled it out for us. Ups and downs. We felt like every time we got a little bit of lead, we shot ourselves in the foot with turnovers or kind of rush shots. And then they hit big ones to get back in it. So good to see us have that composure, make plays, rebounded better at the end, limited them there, and then some guys made some tough shots, specifically Jabari staying the course, staying with it, and went on an 8-0 run himself.
I think over the last 2 months, this team has kind of struggled with three-point shooting, but are you finding new ways to, find great possessions when the three-point shot isn't falling?
I wouldn't say that. We don't take a high number anyway, so we're not dependent on it, but the looks that we're getting, we were obviously shooting league-leading percentage-wise, just low attempts, and so the fact that those aren't going in, you have to figure some things out, but defending better, taking care of the ball. He had 9 turnovers tonight, 1 in the second half, and so valuing those possessions and limiting mistakes on the defensive end. We can score in a multitude of ways, ISOs, post-ups, since we're not relying on the 3, but when we do take it, obviously we got to shoot it better than we have in the last 6 games.
You mentioned Jabari earlier, how good was to see him to be aggressive and have that type of confidence down the stretch?
Yeah, it was big, and to Kelly's point, stay composed there. They're doubling Kevin, they're hitting Kevin, and there's going to be guys that are going to be open, and you have to, step up and knock them down. And so on the night where we only made 7 threes, he hit 2, obviously late, and then the pull-up there. So great to see that, him stay confident, stay aggressive, and not pass those up, and he was rewarded for that.
What did you think about the performance you got from him in tonight? It seems like he did a lot of good things for your team.
Yeah, he scored, assisted, he had 3 turnovers, but rebounded at a high level, got a good amount of rebounds, but the 10 for 10 free throws was big as well. So it was a tough night. Jones had it going on pretty much everybody, so defensively he was kind of carving us up a little bit, but career night by him, and still affected the game in a lot of good ways.
Early and significant minutes for J.D. Davison. I know he's a guy you had at Boston, and you've told him all season, your time will come, your time will come. What did you like about his minutes and his energy tonight?
Yeah, it was aggressive. 7 rebounds from the guard, getting in there, helping. Took the shots over there, but the pace he played with, pushing the ball and keeping composure to get us into sets. It looked good. He made some really nice reads out of it, whether he make the shot or not, not dependent on that. It's just, him getting us into our sets and kind of commanding the game, commanding the team in the game.
In terms of the ball security, only 9 turnovers tonight. Do you like everything you're seeing in terms of the hierarchy, the ball movement from the offensive hubs and Alp, Katie, and the men, or
Yeah, I mean, at times, we don't keep it as simple as we should when the doubles are coming, and that leads to some turnovers. But when we do, it's swing, corner three, and we're taking care of the ball. So other than the Kevin turnover in the second half, that was our only one in the second half when Trey Jones got it out of the blitz. We did a much better job. I mean, we got 9 as a team, which is great, and 3 each by the handlers. Kevin, Amen, and Alperin. Want to cut that down for those guys individually, but overall the number was good.
To piggyback on that, just the one turnover in the second half, do you feel like the guys just kind of get more intentional in certain points of the game in terms of how they kind of run the offense, or is it something a little bit more deep than that?
It's a little bit of both. I think inviting those double teams and being strong with it and keeping it simple. It feels like when we try to, get too cute and, don't make the simple pass out of the double, we get a lot of those turnovers. But at the same time, it's just some randomness as well. We got a lot of guys that push and transition, and a lot of them happen there. So just to your point, being more intentional in general, but the guys that are going to handle the most, being strong with the ball. It feels like the bulk come out of those blitzes.
Good win tonight. Doesn't get easier, that is for sure. Oklahoma City in town on Thursday night. Rockets beat the Bulls 119-113. Back with more on the postgame presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Let's get to our Kia player profile. We're talking about J.D. Davison playing in his first game of the year. Well, the year 2026, his 19th game of the season. Murph, he hadn't played since before Christmas. He came out tonight with 25 very solid minutes.
Yeah, 25 minutes, 9.7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Now, once again, the reserves have been called earlier in the season with stay ready crew. And you can see why. He has not played at all. But when his number was called, he was ready physically and mentally. He went out there, he was aggressive, did a nice job pushing the ball and getting everybody involved. And then defensively, he did a nice job. They couldn't take advantage of him.
You got the feeling, too, Ime Udoka goes to him today after shoot-around and says, hey, be ready tonight, right?
Of course, you want to get your players mentally ready to know that they're going to go into the game. The reason I get real touchy about that, during my playing times, in 81, we got to the finals against Boston, and that was the first time in my career that I didn't get put into the game, and I never knew that it was going to happen. And that's devastating to a player. And so on the reverse side, just like we just talked about, being the coach going to you and telling you to be ready, that tells you you're going to get some time, and you can get that adrenaline pumping, you can get that mental state ready, and off you go and do a nice job.
Well, Ahmed Thompson never has any problem being ready, because he better be ready, because the Rockets need him each and every night. Did so again tonight. Made 60% of his shots, Murph, and what you'll love is what he did from the free throw line
10
as
for 10.
well. Yep, he
10
had
for
23
10.
points.
10 for 10. When you can find yourself having a great floor night and getting into the line also and making all those shots, that carries over to the next game, because you're high with your confidence level and you're not afraid to take the ball to the basket and get fouled.
And for a guy that's as explosive as he is getting to the rim, to be able to, if you're going to shoot 10 for 10 from the free throw line, that's going to be devastating for an opponent.
That's a very good point. And that the fact that he gets to the rim so easily and he's so quick, I'm sure the coaching staff talked to him about working on his free throws, knowing that he's going to go to that line quite a bit because of the way, he takes the ball to the teeth of the defense.
All right, Rockets were down at halftime, but they come from behind in this second half as they win it tonight, 119-113. Plenty more to talk about coming up here on the postgame presented by Academy